He just landed in Aussie land when he got the info Simple not joining them. There was no time for emergency sub or that's wild. Literally land and not just your best player, but fucking Simple's like, nah, dog, I ain't coming. All good, boys. See you at next event. Biggest problem in G2 with their role were the roles. Players were in the wrong roles and the bad vibes kind of started from losing Katowice and they didn't get along with the coach. Who's it? Was it Xtaz? Felt like he was stepping on toes when he tried to take charge. Acknowledges that he didn't call or play well. He started to play better and more positive on comms after team let him know he was on the chopping block. Very common. This situation happens all the fucking time. You're literally, you're brand new into the team. You can't really get your footing and you feel like you're just trying not to like fuck up, right? This is like, then once you take away the ability to like fuck up or like worried about what other people are doing on the team because you're just not comfortable in the team, you imagine that you do a lot better. It's such a key part of the game. Interviewer asked him about online rumors that Nico hates him. Aleksib says that he has a good relationship with Nico and all the G2 guys. But dude, Nico is literally a mastermind of every roster and is responsible for any move happening on the team, and he's cutting everyone to get all of his boys. My source, obviously, Overdrive, smartest man on the internet, comments that NIP is legit org in a certain way, adds that it was a roller coaster. I don't even know what this just sounds like the most like this just feels passive aggressive. But anyway, when he came into the NIP team, there were previous existing fights. But he doesn't want to use that word because it wasn't that bad, but can't find other words to describe it. Yes, you're dealing with children. That's literally what this is. You have people that don't want, oh god, dude, that sounds horrible. A bunch of people that have problems with each other, but instead of ever voicing it and like being constructive, I guarantee you they just fucking let it brew and resent one another. God bless it. It doesn't matter the region. Every CS team is the same. Doesn't go into details, but says he's finding about getting removed from NIP was horrible. Says NIP's problems can't be fixed by roster moves. With Simple, he had the first experience opera since Alu and Ents. Oh, yeah. Says Simple is the GOAT of CSGO. Coming months are going to be absolute grind of Navi, nothing else. Boot camps with the squad are fun in the sense that all of them just grind and are on the same page about work ethic. Man, that's got to feel good for him, honestly. Like, it's such a dude. Think about Aleksib B's career. It's got to be wild, man. He knows who replaces Simple. Obviously, doesn't reveal him. Well, I think it's wonderful, right? I think this was filmed a month ago, but the interview asked him what he thinks about CS2. It says CSGO is in a perfect state and is annoyed by constant new things like changing jump throw binds or something like that. Yeah, I mean, basically just going to a tournament and like having new settings and shit is kind of weird. I definitely think CSGO was in a phenomenal state. Perfect is not a word I'd ever really want to use. Smoke bugs, phasing smokes, but I would say those two things were annoying. Like basically smoke bugs, phasing smokes, and one-way smokes were just kind of became the entire game. So I don't know if it was in a perfect state. I think if you're in that meta and you were performing well and you kind of were ahead of that curve, I imagine it felt pretty good. But also I think the game was literally fucking phenomenal and I loved it. But I still think when I see shit like this, I have to agree with Richard. Like Richard Lewis talking about how now that it's gone, everybody's like, it was perfect. But I also agree with this. We're like, dude, if I was a pro player and I was going to every tournament, it's like jump throw bind, not jump throw bind. Can I use this alias D-sub tick my move? It'd be fucking exhausting. It says that Valve polished CSGO for 10 years to be perfect and then rushed the release of CS2. Yeah, but at a certain point you just have to send it. I think the gameplay of CS2, that was always, you were always just gonna have to rip it. My biggest complaint still with CS2 is the lack of features. Taking things away from the community, like community maps, workshop maps, community servers, right? All this shit, like different modes. Sure, were they the most popular? No, but if you added all of them up, was it a lot of stuff that people enjoyed and probably participated in that are just gone? Yeah, that probably sucks. I'm just reading. Interview asked him about his favorite org he played for. He says OG and Havu/Ants. He really enjoyed OG, but yeah, COVID, I imagine, just cock blocked him. I think they should have kept both games. Absolutely. I mean this with no disrespect. I think you're really dumb. Splitting the games would be fucking horrible, and I cannot stress to you guys enough that man, it would have sucked. As somebody that's participated in Counter-Strike with a community split between 2 games, it is a horrible experience that I hope you never have to experience. As much as I think they rushed CS2 and there were some problems with CS2, I think, yeah, no, be happy they got rid of CSGO, actually. Please. You have no idea. Anytime I see that, I just have to shit on that comment because it is horrible. You combine, like, honestly, we already kind of have it, like with Valorant a little bit, right? Like in North America specifically. Other regions, nah, no one gives a f. But North America, we already have that. You do that again, and you left CSGO open, nah, this shit's dead. Like that would actually f up Counter-Strike, like monumentally. I realize that you might not have experienced that, or like, you know, you might still disagree with me, but it's really bad. It's really fucking, it was. Trust me, this is definitely better not having both. Wasn't rushed a bit? No, I still think it was rushed a bit. You can, I definitely think there's always growing pains of the game, but there's more and less, right? 2 things, I know this is really hard for the internet, but 2 things can be true at the same time. There can be compromise, there can be gray, that it isn't all white and black.